Hello, good afternoon, and in some part of the world, good evening. Yes, good evening, guys. Well, I promised to you, and I said in my last video that next time I try to be more specific about the lenses. Okay, well, honestly, these days I am crazy about learning lenses. Actually, I was learning lenses for a very long time, but now I wish to spend more time in learning lenses. And lenses mean hardcore lenses, hardcore knowledge about lenses. Well, see, the whole idea of going live on Facebook and sharing and talking with you guys is to share knowledge and is to share ideas so you guys can save some money, because photography is very expensive, and I mean very expensive hobby. Anyways, uh, coming back to the point, last time I was talking about the camera bodies and ISOs. Now I just want to talk about those lenses and stuff. Well, lenses are, see, when I say lenses and bodies, it just sound like angels and demons. One is angel, one is demon. This is exactly what camera bodies and lenses are. Lenses basically drives the key part of your image. If you have a good lens, so you are very much less depending on your camera body. This is exactly what the story is. But if you more focus upon the camera bodies like 5D Mark III, 5D Mark IV, or D810 or D4S and blah blah blah, then you are totally on the wrong track, frankly speaking. Yes, I said it. You are totally on the wrong track, and you don't know anything about lenses. That's why you don't think about the lenses. You only think about the camera body. Camera itself does nothing. Camera is an image processor. It just processes the image. Camera body has many parts, many filters, then AD converter, the sensor, AD converters, analog bus, analog firmware. Then it's done, and then it dumps onto the SD cards and stuff. So yeah, camera itself it's a bunch of different things. Well, coming back to the lenses. Lenses, yes, choose your lenses wisely, because lens is going to make or break your image. You choose the wrong lens and you are gone. You are gone. So yeah, I have sold out some of my lenses lately. I'm not going to tell which one, but they are not worth it, and they are from one of the top third lens manufacturer, which I don't want to name, but their lenses are not good at all. And I'm not talking about Canon, I'm not talking about Nikon. So you can figure out easily what their lenses are not good. Although they are trying to make some difference, but they ain't. When you go for any lens, first of all, you have to make sure what's your desired photography area or genre where you want to shoot, and based on that choose your lens wisely. If you are in portrait, khalas, you don't need to go for wide angle. Mostly you need 85 mm plus, 85, 105, 135, 180, 200, simple. So in short, yeah, 70 to 200 you need, which covers your 85 and up to 200. Since I started using Prime, I'm not using 70 to 200. I am not. It's useless for me, because that I have found the secret of using the prime, the quality that prime lenses produces, and the rendition which they produce, the color rendition, saturation, etc., etc., which zoom lenses cannot come close to it. So that's one part. The second part is how sharp is it? How sharp is it? Just like a parrot says that. Well, sharpness has few different things. Sharpness is not about being sharp, it's about producing some contrast, micro contrast. Micro contrast, by the way, is very much important for black and white photography. Who do black and white photography, they have to choose their lenses wisely. Which lens is the most high, produce some really high micro contrast. Like for example, 70-200, it doesn't produce high contrast. It does not. Prime lenses, yes, they do produce some high micro contrast. I choose. I have set of lenses which covers from 16 mm all the way to 200. So actually not 16, it's 14 mm. From 14 mm all the way up to 200. There's lenses, and they are a combination of zoom, only one, and most of the rest of them are primes. Like 14, starting from 14 mm is 14 to 24. So that lens is like famous 14-24 2.8. That lens is the beast. That lens produces high micro contrast, sharp images, color rendition. That's good. Somehow Nikon basically is the king, and literally Nikon is the king, of producing wide-angle lenses. No other camera manufacturer, lens manufacturer, have the tendency of producing extremely good wide-angle lenses. Only Nikon has. Nikon has the key. Nikon got the secrets of producing some extremely well built, very well sharp, like high quality and A plus grade wide-angle lenses. The best example 14-24. The second best example is 16 to 35 f4 VR. But even before that, there is all these 1.8 aperture lenses like 21.8 G, 24 1.8 G, 35 1.8 G, 50 1.8 G, up to 85 mm f 1.8 G. Nikon has built all these 1.8 lenses extremely well. I have 21.8 and it's one of a class lens. Walaikum Assalam, Abdullah. How are you, man? How's everything? I hope you're doing great. So coming back to the wide angle lenses, Nikon make extremely some very sharp wide angle lenses. Then coming to the medium focal length, like I'm talking about 35 mm up to 60 mm, you need primes. Okay, I have from when I started from 14 mm, 14 to 24. That's my lens which I wish to go. If anybody don't have, then go for Tamron 15 to 32.8. For some people, that lens actually beat the 14-24. Well, in my opinion, they are equal when it comes to quality. Canon 11-24. Well, I haven't experienced, and there are much good reviews about it. So I refrain myself commenting on that lens quality. Still, Tamron 15 to 30 or Nikon 14 to 24. Okay, now above 35, 30 or 35, Samyang 35 1.4. It's one hell of a sharp lens, but I don't use it. I have I have this Zeiss Distagon. I found it second hand, and that Zeiss Distagon f2. It's among all the lenses that I have tested or I have experienced, only and only Zeiss Distagon 35 f2 is the most sharpest lens I ever experienced. Sharpness, the build quality, the color rendition, the contrast, the micro contrast of this lens, it's intergalactic. It's out from this world. I don't know how Zeiss is able to make that lens, but even Nikon is not able to came close to it. So Zeiss, if you don't have, for Nikon users, if you guys don't have this lens, then I prefer to go with Nikon 35 f2D. That lens, Nikon is still making that lens, by the way, and is extremely good in quality. For Canon users, I refer you guys Samyang 35 1.4. Amazing lens. Hi Leila, how are you? It's good to see you. I'm still waiting for your message, which I sent it to you. Hope you understand what I need to say. Okay, stay tuned. So about that 35 mm, and then next is 50. I don't use 50 anymore. I use 58, and that 58 is from Whiteliner. Nikon have a 58 for 1.4 lens, which is $1,600 lens. I don't feel like going for that lens because it's extremely expensive and it's made of plastic. So Whiteliner, most of you people have not even heard of that company. Whiteliner makes some extremely good lenses, and Whiteliner 58 1.4, it's built like a tank. It's equal to the quality of Leica when it comes to build quality and optical quality. Amazing lens. And it's only $400, so it's like less than 25% of the price of Nikon $1,600, and you can get it at 1/4 of the price with better quality, all metal, and with better optical quality as well, way better than Nikon. But only the disadvantage of Nikon is autofocus, and Whiteliner is manual focus. But this is the key thing, guys. If you are doing the photography at f1.4, you better go with manual focus, because autofocus, they 50% times they nail you, 58% of the times they make you miss, because you are like tack at 1.4. So yeah, chances are there. But when you're doing manual focus, you are taking your sweet time. You're like and when you confirm, then you bang. So it's up to you. Okay, we had 58 Whiteliner, and then we moved to portraits 85. My easy to go for portrait is easy to go means which we can do autofocus and stuff. That lens is 85 Nikon 85 1.8 G. Yes, 1.8, not even 1.4. I hate Nikon 85 1.4. It's not as good as Nikon 85 1.8 G lens. It's 1.8 G. It's too damn good. It's so damn good that I don't feel like going for 1.8. or 1.4 from Nikon. But if you like to go, then go for Sanian 85 1.4. That lens is also damn good. Very dim. Very good. There are many different varieties out there. Now there's a Sigma Art f1.4. Well, time will tell how good or bad that lens is, but the only thing which I don't like about these new Sigma lenses is their out of focus area, which you call bokeh. The quality of bokeh or the quality of out of focus area rendition that Sigma lens produces, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. They don't produce exactly what they capture. So yeah, sharpness is there, colors are very good, contrasts are very good, but what's mostly we are shooting at f1.4, f2.8, or if we have telephoto lens, like we are shooting at 2.8. So we all, that's why we are buying those lenses, because we want to shoot at f1.4 or f2.8. If you are not able to capture what your eyes are seeing, then those lenses are not even worth it, frankly speaking. So the only lens which I like so far from Sigma, it's 120 to 300 2.8, but that is sports edition. Somehow Sigma able to manufacture and able to make some good formula for that lens, and that lens is very expensive and it's very good, very good. 120 to 300 2.8. It's well built. Optical quality is also very good. Sharpness is there, build quality is there. The out of focus area rendition is way better than other contemporary or art lenses. So I have my confidence on that lens. 120 to 300 f2.8. Now coming back to the 85, after 85 you have 105. 105 mm is my most favorite focal length. I prefer to shoot portrait with that focal length. With that focal length carries many different varieties, starting from 2.8 macro, then f2 DC, which is my all-time favorite lens, Nikon 105 f2 DC. Holy cow, that lens, it's super. And Nikon is making a very big mistake by discontinuing it. They just announced discontinued this lenses. It means that it's not going to be made anymore. Why? Because Nikon's new toy 105 f 1.4e was announced right after that, which is made of plastic, which is made of China. Unlike 105 f2 DC, which is made in Japan and which is made by all metal. So it's your choice. You want to go with metal construction or plastic construction, or you want to go with made in China or made in Japan. It's your call, not mine. One gives you f2, one gives you 1.4. How much practical 1.4 is? People who are having gear acquisition syndrome. For those people, maybe it's necessary. For me, it's a big no. I prefer to have any lens or any camera which give me the best in terms of quality, not in terms of price. Of course, I do look for the price, and my agenda is always to save money and advise you guys the best. But 105 for 1.4, it's a big no for me. I still recommend you guys have 105 f2 DC is the must-have lens. Then I also have another secret lens, which is 105 2.5 AIS, and after f2 DC, 105 f2 DC, if I'd recommend any other lenses, 105 f2.5 AIS. There is another lens of 105 from 1.8 AIS, and it's not so good lens. It's a very old lens. It's not so good. Then coming back to then moving forward, 135. 135 is the famous 135 f2 DC, which is a big no from me. Big no. Don't even think about that lens. That lens is produce fuzzy images, not sharp at all. Instead of that, 135 f2 AIS, which is way better, way sharper than f2 DC. There is another lens f135 f2.8 AIS, supreme lens, supreme. There is another version of 135 f3.5. f3.5 and f2.8, both these lenses looks the same. They are producing equal quality of images, except the aperture, but both lenses are equally great. So if you're able to find these old lenses from somewhere else, go for it. Don't even think twice. I repeat, 135 f2.8 or 135 f3.5 AIS. Both of these lenses are AIS. Moving forward from 135, then we don't have any other lens in prime other than 180 2.8. 180, that lens is also becomes the victim of Nikon's stupid decision, which is they stop making it. The 180 2.8 EDIF, it's amazing lens. It's just amazing. That lens produces 3D type of images which you not even think in your wildest dream or even experience. Amazing lens. If you're going to find it, go for it. Just go for it. Then last 200, there are many varieties, 70 to 200, VR2. I don't recommend VR2. VR1 gives you more blur than VR1 gives you more blur than VR2. I use 200 f4 AIS, which is this small lens. That's it. It's not huge. And that lens is my recent route to lever reloaded was taken from that lens at f11, and you can see the sharpness across the board, across the corner. That lens is super amazing. So yeah, that lens is, these are the lenses I highly recommend. 14 to 24. Let me repeat you guys. 14 to 24, if not, then 15 to 32.8 from Tamron, or 14 to 24 2.8 from Nikon. After that, 35mm Samyang 1.4, if not 35 f2 D type from Nikon, or Carl Zeiss 35 f2 Distagon. Carl Zeiss is going to be very expensive, so Nikon 35 f2 D supreme lens, and or Samyang 1.4. Then after that, 50mm. It's up to you guys. There are plenty of choices out there. Sigma 50 1.4 art, really good. You can have some good images from it. But I prefer to go with 58 Voigtlander 1.4. 58 1.4 from Nikon. It's way too expensive, and it's made in China. It's made of plastic. Voigtlander made in Germany. I guess. Yeah, it was made in Germany. Voigtlander. All metal. That's it. Unlike plastic. These things matters in the end of the day. 58, then we have 85, 1.8G from Nikon. I don't recommend 1.4 because, yeah, one more thing. The people think that with 1.4 I will get more out of focus area in compared to 1.8. I have shoot with both of these two at 1.4 and 1.8, and it's at first look you cannot even distinguish that 1.4 gives you more blur. You can't. By equal amount of distance, you shoot at 1.4 at 1.8, go nearest till up to 1 meter. You go to the nearest distance with the subject, which is 1 meter. Shoot from 1 meter and let me know if you find a significant difference in terms of bokeh, that out of focus area. There is not. But the prices, difference in prices of these two is huge. Better, I recommend you guys, better go with 1.8G. That lens is better in terms of overall performance. Sorry. Then 105, I give you 105 to DC. Don't recommend you guys 105 1.4. It's a no boy no from me. Already told you, because of the construction quality and too many glass elements. It's called 13 glass elements. 105 1.4. More glass element means pathetic image quality. It's not about the sharpness all the time. And think about the practicality, that how you are going to nail the focus at 1.4. Once you start, 80% of your shots will be out of focus, out of your desired focus area. That's for sure. And you will be missing many things. So be a practical, buy a lens which built better, which is 105 f2DC, then 135, then 180, and then 200. So that's the focal length. It starts from 14mm all the way to 200, and that's I recommend. I go with all of these lenses are having less glass elements, which I already mentioned in my previous videos. Like, these lenses are so damn good. These lenses are the best when it comes to optical quality and the value for money. Rest is your choices. I am here to give you the best because I learned this from the best. Alright guys, you have a very good weekend ahead, because mine is just started. I try to get online again to share with you some more theories and stuff. Okay? You guys have a good day. Take care. Bye.